Welcome back to the channel, guys. It'd be much appreciated if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Due to us not taking part in the qualifiers, it is a lot more quiet within the Celtic camp at this time of year, as we have the luxury of only playing once a week. However, due to the other side playing qualifiers, it has sparked conversation amongst Celtic fans with regards to how we will get on in the group stage of the Champions League, and if we have done enough in the transfer market. In today's video, we're going to listen to a handful of Celtic fans as they give their opinion on the Champions League, the transfers, and some say we should replace Joe Hart. Have a listen.
It's this whole notion of Celtic being more pragmatic in the bigger games, right? I've got a sense of this is that, see if you're a manager and you're in a changing room and you've got a system that you're trying to enforce on the players to believe, particularly under Postecoglou last year, where the system was quite clear. If Rodgers is in the changing room and he's going to put forward a system that he wants to play and get the players to believe, do you not think it would be a wee bit against the grain if then you go against the Real Madrid and say to them, by the way, this system that I've been preaching to you for the whole of the season, we're going to change because it's not good enough to beat this team? I understand, I get the thing about being pragmatic during a game, not pragmatic, sorry, having better game management. So if you're winning 1-0, maybe changing the system a wee bit, having maybe a more robust midfielder holding in front of the back four or whatever. But I don't think we should change our system to suit an opposition. I always felt when Postecoglou was in last year, I thought he'd have stayed because I thought he'd have used last year's Champions League as a benchmark. Because what he did was he kept the shape, he kept the system that he played. So with the going into the Champions League this year, he could have said that we've either improved or not using this system. I just think it goes a wee bit against the grain if you're trying to implement a system week in, week out in domestic football, but then you're taking a negative message into the changing room saying we need to change because we're playing a specific opposition in a bigger competition. It might not be the right message in the changing room. For the O's, I know that going back again maybe a week or so when the manager was on radio saying he wasn't going to be £15 million spending. And I think some Celtic fans might have been disappointed with that. But again, we see what Cammy was saying there. You need to be a wee bit realistic. But spending £15 million on two players for Celtic, are they going to improve their chances of winning the Champions League or going to any? You need to buy 11 £15 million players to compete at that level. But the question you asked there, I don't think that the loss of Jota and of Moy were as significant as people think, because what happens now is that Abada's going to move up one and get an opportunity. It's arguable that he's as effective as Jota. David Turnbull's moved up a slot with Moy moving, and I think he'll make a big contribution to Celtic and hopefully Scotland this year. I think by Starfield leaving, however, we need to have a first team replacement for him and another on top, I believe. I think we need two centre backs. Starfield leaving, good luck to him, or the very best. It's a shame for O because when he played last week, he looked a wee bit mobile and he was the first choice. But for me, Maeda's better than O, so therefore we've got options in the wider areas. I would be putting Maeda as the second striker. I like Joe Hart, but there's no sentiment in football, I suppose. I agree with Marvin. If they bring somebody else in, Joe Hart will move on. It needs to be a good goalkeeper. Again, just what Marvin said there, he brings so much more into the dressing room. He's a leader on the pitch, and if you can get leaders right through the core of your football team, it makes the manager's job a lot easier. So I think for me, go back to Starfield. Sorry for but go back to Starfield. I think if I was going to replace any of the four, I think he was a good player. But unfortunately for him, Cara Vickers is better than him in the right-sided defensive slot. Starfield's played left-sided, but he's right-footed. But see, sometimes when he takes that touch, he's got to adjust his body, and against the bigger teams we might lose. For me, I like Joe Hart. I was sad to see him go, but there's probably better out there, to be fair.
I think there'll be more movement in and out of Celtic Park than there will be at Ibrox. Now, tonight, we're reading about this young centre-half, a Swedish direct replacement for Starfelt, Gustav Lagerbielke. Now, he's only 23, he actually looks about 16. So it tells me that there's more than one or two players that Rodgers has made his mind up about. Now, even if you discount Starfelt, that's going to be 6 centre-halves. So it looks the end of the story for Welsh and or Scales. And I'm not sure if he's too keen on Kobayashi. I know he's got a slight injury just now, so we'll have to leave that kind of open. I think it also looks, I was shocked to see Bain on the bench instead of Seacrest. So if Bain's ahead of Seacrest, who's not injured, then clearly that's it, game's up for him. I've never been a Hart fan, I've said it most times I've been on here. And he won't do for Europe, and I would love to see, I don't know, with this Croatian goalkeeper, that seems to have cooled off. Dominic Lavrenko, I think it was. And I also think if he's got Yang on the bench, then I believe Haksabanovic, who didn't show up too well in the pre-season games, I think that could be it. So I can see 3 or 4 still going, and couple or 3 coming back in, because there's still a lot of adjustments to be done, I think, before we're ready for Europe. I was a bit surprised, but I understand the reason. It's his girlfriend kind of thing, and there's 1 or 2 players who have gone in that kind of situation. I think the Danish centre-half that we had went back to Midtjylland. I think he moved back because his girlfriend was a Celtic player as well, and then she left or something like that. So I thought he actually sort of became stronger in the second season, Starfelt. And so we don't know about Navrochi or Navrochi. We don't know how good he's going to be. I never ever say I'm happy with the signings. Like the Rangers fans are saying they're happy with the 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 that's come in. Hal Emery's seen these guys, so I never ever say I'm happy with these signings because we know nothing about them. But if they're going to bring in this other Swede, the competition is too fierce, and somebody's got to give. And what I was going to say about Haksabanovic is that we haven't given him a proper chance. He only played last season 2 full 90 minutes. The rest of the other appearances were coming off or coming on. Now, he still scored more goals than Kent, so I think that's a plus point in his in the bit part that he played. So I think he needs to be given something. But the boy Yang, the left-footed, comes in from the right like Salah and Mahrez. But Maeda is out there as well, so he's still got the same struggle that he had last season.
Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on our business so far? And do you think Joe Hart is good enough for us? Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Remember, we have released our brand new Celtic t-shirts. We have our Brendan Rodgers Pope t-shirt and our Celtic Ultra t-shirts too. You can find them at celticpower.com or just go down to the link in the description. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.